not surprised.
Environmental engineering. Pretty cool.
So Phil, as far as sidewalks go, do you think you're like right on schedule, ahead of schedule, or?
Well, we're behind a little bit just from last year, but yeah, we're gaining this year. We put a lot.
So I might recommend that we just do hard copies.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll revise for better next time. So we'll go on, I think dam removal project is next year.
Yep. Grant funds are 215,625. Start date was 10/18/21. Does have a time extension out to 11/29/24. Keystone Associates is the working with grant administrator for a contractor that's on RFP is going to have to be issued. That's yet to be determined. Grant again 215,652. Our match of 53,90625. We have expended the cost of 55,613.81 and recouped about nearly about 19,500 so far. Where we're at right now is the design documents are just about ready. However, you're going to be voting on later on a need for a LOMAR, which is a letter of map revision that Keystone is going to have to put together. Going to be put a not to exceed about $8,000 added to the cost. This is usually a DEC mandated when it comes to design. They want this map revision needed. So that's why you're going to vote for it. Current status, DEC needs to approve the design, obviously. One of the questions though is the dredge material usage. Actually, Ed and I were talking before the meeting. That little bend in the river now, it happened because of the dam blockage, might be a good space or a good area to put that dredge material. Obviously, we're gonna have to get DEC okay on that. But unless you have some like other idea of what we need to do with that dredge material.
I don't think we need to haul it away if we don't have to.
The DEC may have some issues, it may have to be done a certain way,
Yeah.
and you put it right where it needs to be.
They may need some stone or something on either side to block it in or something.
Again, next step is the RFP with contractor to get the dam out, and again, monthly reimbursements can be doing. Expenses are being tracked, we've already recouped some else, with Sam on how we want to do that moving forward.
Yeah, definitely something that we should look to get done this year. Okay,
Well, looks like we're heading in the right direction.
finally, we'll see. Cautiously optimistic.
You don't have to study any more snails.
Linear Park project, 311,000. This has currently been rescinded by the state. The village is vigorously fighting against that, trying to get it reinstated. We've the grant itself, 258, village matching was 53. We did get a payment from Portlandville, who decided at the time of the application, which was a number of years ago, to offer $52,000 to go towards cost. They have given that to us. I believe that was a couple of years ago. Toma is the lead admin on that. So as I said, current status, it's canceled. Rebuttal was sent to the grant director of Parks, Beatrice Gamache, and both the Office of State Reps Ed Kellis and Lear Webb, and the governor's office. Next step, Mayor is going to speak with governmental staff. I believe he spoke with some already. I think he's going to speak to others. Obviously TBD about payment. We need to get it reinstated. Once reinstated, we can fast track it with weekly meetings in Toma. SUNY ESF and SUNY Cortland are helping with the final design of the actual park itself. And I guess I'm not familiar with this, but Cornell has an interest as well, perhaps. We have an edible park amenities to it. NISAG though has a little say of what exactly is going to go down, because the middle of that linear park is their property that needs to stay monitored for them, but we need to do a remediation. So a final design of what the park is actually going to look like is not done yet. Again, we need to get it reinstated ASAP.
Do you have any questions on that?
Needs to be done,
And then
2015.
salt shed.
UPW salt shed, $100,000. Again, same end date extension as the dam, 11/29/24. Start date was 10/11/21. Complete construction concepts is the contractor. DPW did a whole heck of a lot of site work already to get it ready. And I think you said today materials on site, right?
Materials are on site, they've been there for a while.
I talked with a gentleman from CCC today, and said they're going to shoot for, I think, the week of the 8th in July to get it started.
Okay.
Expended cost to date has been $18,232.45. However, that was when Keystone Associates was still attached to this project, and the salt shed was a much more ambitious item that the village wanted to do, with a couple of bays, solar, all these things. That's been nixed. We went to a bit more basic design salt shed. That's what we need. So that cost actually may not be eligible to be recouped. That's still TBD. As I said, DPW has done site work under contract with CCC. Next up, we're going to finish the construction, and it looks like it's going to be well within the timeframe of our time extension. It's out to November. It's going to get done this summer. I imagine we'll just get it finished, get all the costs, and submit for reimbursement afterwards. Okay. And the salt shed on your picture is not to scale.
Yeah, it's not the salt shed.
That's not the salt shed. So yes, I'll work on the technical difficulties of making sure we can share the screen and all this. I'm not quite sure why that happened today, so apologies.
All right. Does anybody have any questions on the grants that we went over? As we start getting into a quicker turnover, we'll have more of the grants coming up in this format. Yeah, like I said, if you have any suggestions, let me know. Okay. Moving on to new business. All right. As Ed has mentioned a few times, we need to get our LED discussion moving forward. So the first thing we need to do is set up a timeline as to how we're going to approach this. The intermunicipal agreement between the village and the Homer Central School District goes through the 12th of September, 2024. So what do we need to do to get this done?
Well, first, I wasn't here on the 12th of September, the night before my surgery, so I wasn't here, so I'm sort of guessing. So when you did something with, you signed a document, obviously it was, I think at this point, what you're gonna do is if the board is okay with that draft local law that you've been using since about 2022, you're all right with that. I think there needs to be just, if you're okay conceptually with the major portions of that local law, then you need to let me know. I think there's some things we have to add on, a violation section, couple other things, but I do think, I was talking to Dan and that was here before the meeting, you have a section of your code that's entitled signs. And one part of your code talks about illuminated signs. So I think if this local law is going to get passed, it's going to replace that particular section and the rest of the sections will stay the same. So you don't have any conflicts. So I think, just for example, I don't know what number it is, but the signs come under Article 3. It's section 228. It goes from 8-18 through -24. Let's just say the section of illuminated signs is 22. This local law would replace that particular section. Okay. And that way we could check to make sure there's no conflicts. The only other thing I did talk with Dan about, and Ed was listening, I'm going to run this by county planning to make sure they don't or do have to see this. I'll check so that we don't run into any issues with them. But the timeline could be, I would imagine if we could get this all wrapped up before your first meeting in July and have a pretty good draft. Then I would like to find out that we don't have to send it down to Portland County Planning, we could move this to either a public hearing at the end of July or the first meeting in August. And then you could have it passed, either the first meeting in August or the second meeting of August. I think we have time. I just think what the board needs to do is just to make sure that they like this particular local law. They need to let us know. Board members need to let us know. We've also talked with Kevin McMahon. He's gonna look at it. But he thinks he's looked at it before. Of course, I don't know.
Yeah, we planned for
I
quite a
haven't
while.
been here long enough to know, but he thinks he looked at it long enough. A while ago, but I'll get him another copy of it, or if you think about it, can you email him a copy?
I'll get it.
And then he'll look at it and then go from there.
So it would be, if everything goes accordingly, would we be looking to pass this the second meeting in August or the?
I think you can try to go for the second meeting of August, which gives us, you'll be ahead by about 3 weeks if it goes, it expires on September 12th.
Isn't there like a 10-day seasoning period or something that we have to do?
Yeah, we can do, it comes effective, yeah, you gotta file it with the Secretary of State. We could shoot for the first week of the first meeting in August, try to do that. If we have to have a special meeting, we'll figure that out. The other thing too is, I don't wanna, if we have to move this back to the end of September, even though this agreement you have with the school district expires, September 12th, I think we can do that. I don't think there's any harm in that.
Has anybody read it besides me?
Yes.
I haven't seen any comments after I submitted them to everybody. Nobody responded to me with anything.
Got comments I just, nothing to go, not right now.
I think it's important, whatever comments that the board members have, is that they get them. And I think it would probably with Dan, be important that to collate them through you, so we have one person to going through. So that, and I'll tell Kevin the same thing, so it doesn't go all over the place. We'll have Dan be like the depository of all the board members and Kevin's comments, and then we can figure out the dissemination.
So looking at this, Fran, you're gonna talk to county planning for the,
Thursday, the director's back in on Thursday.
okay.
I was over there today, but she's out.
First meeting in July, we'll look at a draft from Dan, so all board members, please take a look at the current draft and send your revisions into Dan. Dan will collate, and then we will have a discussion in July at the first meeting.
That's when you can set the public hearing.
Yeah, let's just see where we stand. We'll know a lot more. I think your first meeting in July. I'm doing my dates right, by memory, is July 9th.
Yeah,
Would be July 9th. All right, so we'll do it, we'll talk more about it. We'll have more answers on that.
So is everybody good with our tentative timeline here?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
More sooner better.
Okay.
More discussion, the better.
I'm gonna move article, item B to executive session. Need to look at C, approve letter of map revision LOMR for the dam project, not to exceed $8,000. Dan?
yeah, that's, you have an email from Sharon Chino from Keystone Associates saying that this may be required several times from DEC, but it's best to just get ahead and do it, so it's there, so we're not waiting anymore, and we can try to get this thing gone, perhaps even by August. So I recommend that put a not to exceed 8,000 and have Keystone draft the loaner.
I'll make that motion and we'll do that.
I'll second. Discussion?
Good thing we're gonna get this done.
Yep.
All right, 8,000, it's not. For always remember.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion passes. All right, recreation refund for the summer basketball registrants 7 to 8 year old group.
We just didn't have enough participation. So I think there's like about 14 to 15 refunds.
Make a motion that we return the money to the 7 to 8-year-old or registrants who wanted to participate.
I'll second that.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Motion passed. All right, Dan, let's hear your sonorous voice again.
Approval of the 2024 amendment to the municipal cooperative agreement for the Greater Tompkins County Municipal Health Insurance Consortium. Whereas the Village of Homer is a participant in the Greater Tompkins County Municipal Health Insurance Consortium, the municipal cooperative organized under Article 47 of the New York Insurance Law, and whereas the municipal participants in the consortium, including this body, have approved and executed a certain municipal cooperation agreements effective date of October 1st, 2010. And whereas Article 47 of the New York Insurance Law and the rules and regulations of the New York State Department of Financial Services set forth certain requirements for governance of municipal cooperatives that offer self-insured municipal cooperative health insurance plans. And whereas the agreement sets forth in section Q2 that continuation of the consortium under the terms and conditions of the agreement or any amendments or restatements thereto shall be subject to board review and upon its acceptance of any new participant hereafter. And whereas the municipal cooperative agreement requires that amendments to the agreement be presented to each participant for review and adopted by a majority vote by its municipal board. And whereas the municipality is in receipt of a proposed amended agreement and has determined that it is the best interest of its constituents who are served by the consortium to amend the agreement as set forth in the amended municipal cooperative agreement. Now therefore be it resolved that upon receipt and review of the amended agreement, the municipality approves at a meeting of the governing body held 6/25/24 and authorizes the chief elective office to sign the 2024 amendment to the municipal cooperative agreement effective 1/24 of the Greater Tompkins County Municipal Health Insurance Consortium as recommended by the Board of Directors.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the 2024 amendment.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion?
Need to do it.
Yep.
It's good for everybody.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard? Motion passed. Do have an item F, which kind of a short notice unfortunately, but Phil is here to explain about the pavings.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
on the village streets in the village, I just need it approved or whatever. I had two bids come in, one from Suco and one from Barrett. And Suco came ahead on top by $54,000 under the other bids, so.
Yeah, it's in everybody's packet.
And that is a turnkey, that is, we won't be involved in it.
It was a chip.
I will inspect the road,
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
it's all covered under chips.
Right.
So,
You just said DPW needs to set the schedule. Right?
yeah, I just need to set a schedule, get a hold of the sales and let him know. So he can set us up. Because hearsay that possibly Suco might be shutting down early this year, so.
So
We'd like to see any, we just need to know.
an approval to go with suit code. So I will entertain a motion to approve the suit code bid for our street projects this year.
I'll make the motion that we approve the suit coat bid as presented.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Saves money, aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. And for those that are interested, we do have these streets that actually, Phil, you want to tell the streets that we're doing this year?
Yep, we're doing Prospect Street, West Side, Hudson Street, Miller Street, Cortlandt Street from Cuda Street to Clinton Street, or. That's it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Phil. Do we have anything else?
You have in your packet, the Adobe quote. This office would like to get, Adobe Pro, because we have a lot of forms and it's as if it's about 1972 and you have to handwrite everything in. We want to get into PDF fillable forms, having that access for access of 5 here at the interns plus the 4 of us, would go a long way in doing that. So it's a year cost. Adrian got that this afternoon. Like to just, it's underneath our procurement policy anyway, but I just wanted to let the board know that this is what the office would like to do, to kind of modernize everything, with regards to forms and putting on all that good stuff.
We have it in the budget.
Yeah.
I think it's a standard operating cost and, the office needs it.
It's efficiency and improvement, I'm for it.
Thank you.
And their forms is what these guys do. I mean, God, if we don't help them with that, we're failing them.
I will entertain a motion to approve the Adobe purchase.
I'll make the motion and we accept the, Adobe purchase as presented.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you. I think we already had the discussion, but discussion,
All good.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard, motion passed. All right, now, before we get into comments by board members, Jay.
Hello, I'm at work, so I apologize. I broke in here and Dan didn't know who I was because I'm on the work computer.
Okay. I figured you want to share the good news with everybody here.
Well, I just figured I'd pop on in case it got brought up. I'm gonna pull up my notes here because the fire department had gotten the Central New York Regional EMS Agency of the Year award. So we've been working hard all year. It's been a number of different calls that we've been going on, from the placing tourniquets on a gunshot victim to epinephrine, and doing saving a life there with an allergic reaction and various motor vehicle accidents. So we got blessed with this award. The ceremony is September 24th up in Syracuse with the five counties. Is it Shenango, Cortland, Onondaga, Tompkins, and Oswego, I believe is what it were. I don't have the paper in front of me, but nope, we got this award out of the 5 counties. We are the agency of the year. So I just wanted to give a shout out to our members and their diligence in responding and saving lives.
Congratulations, well earned.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Here, here.
All right. Ed,
I'm very close to turning in the grant proposal for the river trail, and I'm beginning to work on the dog park grant request. So everybody's gonna send me their comments and I'll try if I can figure out how to do it. Improve I think it's a winner this year. The guy who gave us a wink, wink, nod, nod, he says it's fine. So
Thanks for
hopefully
your,
we'll get the river trail going. At least we're asking for money for and it's significant. It's $825,000 that they would supply. We would have to come up with a couple $100K. They only pay 75%, but that would do the whole design for the whole trail and get all the easements and design, and it could go out to a contractor to develop. But the whole cost for the whole trail all the way down from Turkey Park is almost $12 million. So this is a multi-year mega project, but it will bring people to Homer like nobody's business, because it's going to be a beautiful trail right along the river. So we'll get it started with the design and engineering portion, which is what this is for.
And also feasibility study, so.
Or no, it's not, it's actually designing it, and, design it where it belongs, and, blah, 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 is it on the hills and next to the water?
Feasibility study that can be a part of the design, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's all part of
it's
it.
all part of
Yes, I didn't mean to.
it.
Semantics.
All right, anything else, Ed?
Let's see, dog park, I'm starting, that I don't have as much hopes for, but if you don't put your oar in the water, you won't get it, so. We'll do that, so that's gonna be starting, and that goes with the IDA getting that 14 acres, that will be great. And it'll be the only dog park in Cortland County, so that'll be a popular area, so we gotta do that one right. So, anyhow.
Elizabeth?
That's that.
we appreciate your effort.
Absolutely, just a thank you to Ed for getting started on all these things.
Well, somebody had to use that engineering degree and MBA, right?
Elizabeth?
Nothing further, thank you.
Ed? Ed, geez, Kevin, sorry.
I didn't know it's that good looking.
Yeah.
Just continuing on with trying to gather residents to help me with the beautification committee. I did interview with the radio station today, so that'll be on Hackman and Homer on Thursdays with some general information in that category. Also, there'll be something in the Homer News on the next edition. I got recruiting members for the beautification committee. I spoke with Rob Garrison from Homer Men and Boys in reference to the alleyway, and attaching anything to this building. He says, do whatever you want to do. And, I guess Dante Armedio owns the building next to him, which houses the Lucky Kitten and Lucky Kitchens. And, apartments upstairs. I gotta get a hold of him and see if he is okay with the same as Rob is. We can move forward with it. And I'm happy with the way that, David Clinton and 281 looks for those flower boxes. I'd like to see something done with the bus stop, but maybe that's something the committee can do once we get.
I think we actually have some extra mulch, maybe we can throw it down there.
If you can, that'd be great.
Alright.
There's not much weeding involved and it's not that big a space. It's just, I need the.
Yeah, we don't do any weeding at the DPW.
Okay, thanks, Phil.
Yeah.
Are you done?
I'm done.
I want to rebuttal, not a rebuttal. I don't know what's the word, I want to join in, but anyhow, murals, we have some money, and we've talked with Ty Marshall, and they're gonna actually have a competition for the 4 seasons, and they're actually gonna do that this summer through this fall, and then they'll have the winter time to actually paint some murals to put on those, and either it will be metal, and you guys will just zip screw them on, or some
Oh,
thin
okay.
marine plywood and just screw them on. So, so it'd be nice to have them all painted.
Yeah.
This year, so next spring, that we'll have those. And so the artists will actually get some money and they're absolutely thrilled about it. And of course, we get the final decision on, what goes up there. But anyhow, they're very excited about it, and the artists are getting, and it won't be like kid art. It'll be something that people would want to go over to the community gardens and actually look at and stuff. One container, so we have just the 4. Somebody else is gonna do the 5th one. So that's come along, and we have the money, and Alan's already all excited about it. So it's all good. So the beautification, just another step to make Homer look, awesome like it already is. It's great. Over. Hopefully this time, sure.
All right, questions from the media or the gallery?
Not today, thank you.
Wow.
Woo, you guys are good.
Oh, I do want to say one thing. So Jay, great parade, great turnout. Everybody had a lot of fun. I was home by the time the rain hit on Saturday night though, so I don't know how that impacted things.
It did. But everybody's having fun, and the attendance was up for the carnival portion, so people really did miss that. So it was good to get that back.
Great job by everybody involved with that. Thank you. All right, so no other questions? Then,
I'll make a motion.
Well,
You will.
yeah, we need to go into executive session per New York State Public Officers Law, Article 7, Section 105, dealing with business related to land or purchases. Can I get a second?